All right, we're back. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin.
I'm Tarsha.
This is Conversations with the Crawleys, where we have conversations about faith, family, relationships, and we do recaps, reviews, and commentary on some of our favorite shows. This one is all about Lindy and Miguel from Married at First Sight season 15 and the latest episode. So you already know what to do if this is content that you enjoy, and even if it's not that you enjoy it, but you like hearing us have conversations about it. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, request notifications,
and share. And
we will see you in the comments. All right, so Lindy and Miguel back from honeymooning. They've consummated already.
Yep.
Passion
is lit.
He had his otherworldly experience.
Right.
So they're talking when they move into their apartment, and he's talking about how he's allergic to cats because she's got a cat. And he goes on for a little bit, and she's like, do you take some Benadryl? What do you do? He's like, no, I just don't have cats around me. And he finally lets her off the hook that he's just joking.
Right.
Right. He brings up again that decision day is coming. And for her, that is a trigger word.
Right.
She's triggered every time he says decision day.
Decision day?
Decision day.
Decision day?
Trigger. Trigger.
Not decision day.
So, because she says it puts pressure on her.
Right. I get it. I get what she's saying.
Yes.
And I get where he's coming from as well. Do they need to talk about it? It just depends on what we're actually talking about.
Yes.
I'm not going to tell you every day I'm good and I'm not going to vote you off the island. Or, you know, like, yeah, I'm going to stay married with you today. I don't think that's appropriate.
Right.
But how are we going to approach it in the fact of gaining momentum and feeling comfortable that we are going to make the same decision on decision day?
So I think they do agree to call it, well, that's a little later, but they go to his place.
Yeah.
And not bad.
No, I wouldn't say anything out of the place. Again, he's in the medical field, so he understands what bacteria does.
Yes. But he does save his bacon grease.
Yeah, for someone who's very healthy, like we see he has, you know, he got his wheat protein and everything. He does like to cook with bacon, or bacon grease. And she's like, oh, keep baking out. You know what that does to your heart? Because she's in the medical field. Right. So I think it's just finding the balance of making sure you're eating healthy, but you want a little grease in there.
Yeah, but I and this is just me because I found this out at some point. Bacon grease itself, stored bacon grease, begins to develop some other stuff that's not good. So that's why I'm looking at it like,
thank God that we live, because Mama had that bacon grease sitting on the counter. It wasn't even
put in that old Crisco can. Yeah. No, we use olive oil and avocado oil. That's our oils. We don't save no grease around here. No grease. And we air fry a lot too now. Yeah. But then he brings out his Dungeons and Dragons books.
Right, because he's like, that's a very big part of my life. She's allowing me to be fully me, and this is a part of who I am. So it's like, this is the book of monsters. This is the book of instructions. I was like, okay.
And then he makes a statement, these are my Bibles.
And she's like, all right, you gone too far. Yeah. You be careful. Yeah. Because I still know how to rebuke.
Yeah, and I'm like, there's a lot. Yeah. So he comes out in his cosplay as Bear Man. That's his alter ego.
That's his alter. She's like, ooh, I love Bear Man. Bear Man. I'm a dancer in distress. You can see a lot of things can go there. She's like, use that later.
More power to them. I'm not dressing up as Bear Man. I'm just letting you know that right now.
That's what you say.
No, that's what I know. I know.
I'll let you be the caveman.
All right, anyway. So they are anticipating their visit with Pastor Cal. So they're kind of talking through. And he makes the suggestion they no longer call it Decision Day, but instead they call it Vow Renewal Day.
Which is great. Yes. I love it. There's a balance. There's something they communicated. And I think it's a great way to spin it, but still have conversations about it. And both people feel comfortable.
Yes. Because, again, I get from her point of view, she's like, if we put it as decision day, that means we're racing to an end and not trying to build something that will last. So I get exactly what she's saying, but I also get from his perspective, he's like, we've got to kind of see where we are, because part of this process is, where are we after 8 weeks?
Right.
So,
and then also, and we can't overlook, he says, because we have to think reality. And I get that, but again, our reality of what happened in our past, the reality that people don't stay when they said they're going to stay, the reality that you think that your parents should be there all your life and they're not there all your life. There's a difference in understanding what reality is, and also allowing your guard down to say, I'm going to be vulnerable and allow this process to work, that she's not going to decide to leave me.
Yes.
You know, so.
Yeah. So then when they're meeting with Pastor Cal, she states that she was committed no matter who the person was. So she was like, look, even if I'm not attracted to this person, I'm going to give it my all and be committed to this process. Which, that's what, you know, when you're signing up for this, I think that's how you have to approach it.
Right.
She does say that Miguel makes it easy, so she's definitely feeling him. He's feeling her. And so then, you know, Pastor Cal is like, okay, what do you need from him? And she essentially is like, look, if you having second thoughts, if you starting to not feel this, I need you to stay sturdy and not tell me. Right?
Right.
He's like, I don't know if I can do that, because I'm not going to censor myself and not tell you how I'm feeling, because then now I've got to put my feelings under for your feelings. And there's already that in marriage, right?
Right.
You're already sacrificing, in some respects, sacrificing yourself for the purpose of the person that you love, your relationship, what have you. There's some of that, right? I'm not saying you completely lose who you are. And he's saying, I don't want to cut out who I am and censor myself, cut off my feelings for the sake of your feelings, if I'm not feeling that we're going to go to the end.
Yeah, and I don't think it should be a sacrifice. I think it's always the way you say it.
True.
And so I get that, like, she's talking about when it could be bad. Because let's be honest, everybody wants reassurance that they're in a good relationship. And the only way you get reassurance, well, one of the ways you get reassurance is by communicating. The other way people feel is that by touch, knowing that you're in sync, you know, you're being intimate, they feel like there is a connection in your life. Now, always that doesn't work that way, because sometimes people can be intimate with you and still have different feelings about you, you know. And so I think it's more of, she doesn't want to be hurt when those feelings are negative. Now, I believe there's a way he could say it, to say, hey, when you do this, I don't feel it. That doesn't mean it takes the fact that on our vow renewal, I'm going to change my mind about you. But I do need to bring out how this makes me feel when you do such and such a thing.
In this moment, it's not a permanent thing, right?
Right. And maybe if they could talk through when he does speak and he feels like it's something that she needs to work on as an individual that he's doing against him, he indicates like, look, I'm feeling this right now because I'm in the moment, but I believe this is not a deal breaker for me. So,
but the thing that we've seen, I think, with Lindy is that she spirals very quickly.
Oh yeah.
She starts working through every worst case scenario and basically starts applying it to them. So that's going to be the thing that she's going to have to learn to do, is to not always look for the worst case scenario, but take it in the moment of what's happening, what he's saying, and then how they can grow from there.
Right, because he's right. He shouldn't, because he said he internalizes it, and then once it finally comes out, you know, he's throwing up on a person. And I don't think anyone should do that, nor should anyone allow someone to do that.
So that's it for this couple. Not a whole lot for them.
No, I feel, now to be honest, looking at this episode, I feel like all the couples are putting themselves in a good position to have a long-term relationship and working to a loving marriage. Because it does take the 4-letter word. Work.
So that's it for this one. We'll see you next time. Make sure you're checking out the other videos on the other couples that we're doing. And we'll see you next time. Have a great one.
Be blessed.
Be blessed.